You don't only have to apologize when you are wrong. Sometimes you need to say sorry.
I can make out to KMTV Ghana, KMTV USA. What's on a comment like in the share F Mamisa? The names are Ghana, they are Christopher mine. Oh, ye, oh, my, say, your friend, Yami, so near grow, crack. Hey, ya Christopher, they be oh, share. Ja. Now, so said the Adina Mesumata and yesterday, Dean, the Efayam near grow, praise the Lord, Cosiada, I said, Joa da Branda, the Bissa, so they won't pay a swift point. And near my say, and my who so be a Christian, I cannot be rich. Annie cannot be rich, and near must be wait, dear. Sister way, and I braway, or a Christian mappa. Oh, who hear baby, tonsium, to say, or dog, a bin ho. I am here. Oh, say, mamma say. They say, Abotre, hey! You listen, Mr. Go to form pa. When and me a Christian, yes, and be able to form. This is the one fatche. And of course, they say, cannot be rich, cry far away. Cannot be rich. Manufacture, oh, Jai. So, swamp pass, why you be bonny? No betting me, why you be born now with my penny mass and me, I'm so. Here's to demo from bonnet chemmy. Oh, Jai. And your Christopher, oh, and your woman. And I say, po, just a what can't save nanny baby there, not to happen in Panacho, Debbie. Oh, ye nims had ye nibby, a woman, ye nibby, yeah, you do me, I do you, yeah. Zara did seem sad, but if I chatted you. Ja, can't say my was a day, yeah, can't say my was a day, was would dear. But if I say nibby, oh, Jai, ye nib or mine a binim. So why you be a dear, or because of a patcho. And I say, to say, why you be a dear, will be a one dear, no patch now to say, what they channel. A bit 10 years cry, be what to say, Nana or trader, a year to say, I am an anniversary, answer the praise the Lord. Just mammy, for to say, Yanko brain na cry, say, and I know what that cry, say, you know, I'm more voter original. It's a course of more than my be a queer friend, you and for. It's a mother in a pim, and then my bassa when na, yeah, and I'm so kind say, I'm a penny crack on ma, or cast a much saying and crab won't tell me, or can't say myself for. It said, or my baby just a minute as a pocket safe. I say, near me, to say, I see one time, yeah, and I'm so coming permission of my penny. As some dear or cow on a day, one yenny, one canisa, one come on your day, to my mother have a patcho. So I found a young boy back as such and dear Bessie, and I don't know, and it's Timusa. And I prefer Kofi Oduro say, to send Yama so many yantiasi, Yama Sumnasio, and Yama Suma say, Holy Ghost, and say, praise the Lord, and to near my faratra. Yantiasi, Nemkonkuti and Ninyame Sumpa or Chese. I was about my dears, I'm on penny, they say, or more can be, yeah, Namsqua Manian voter with you, many a Mutontonina, or some to me grab Babbe Pacho, someone, some of Makaye, now some of your mind in the Yamako's situation, or more poor Mocho. Aye, Boniface dear, and who ye pa Boniface, and who ye ye, or a patcho, no more to me panchano, 90 minutes dream, because the Caconia, it's too much, and after day, Anna. Say prophet Kofi Oduro, aye, you go tell me.
Love! He said, the people will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. And love one another is I love you, babe. No, that is some love. You see what is happening at the Volta region, your response would determine whether you are a lover. We as a church must respond to that. People are in distress. They have lost their businesses, their livelihoods. And we have to go and help them. We don't know exactly what they need. So let's gather money and go there and say, please, this is our widow's mite. We are grateful. But by the time we are doing that, we should be able to look among ourselves who are in need and distress and be able to tell them that, sweetie, yes, that is love. Number 2, essence of Christianity is patience. We are too temperamental. From myself to you. Patience! patience. There are many people seated here with offenses, unforgiveness, bitterness, pain. And we believe that our names are in the book of life. And so this morning, I'm not screaming too much. I want you to reflect. Because Matthew 7:21, Jesus said, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord. And you one more say, now, you bet punyum, you bet shankom, but how dumbe boy. Patience! I'm telling you, if most of us had a little patience, our marriages wouldn't have collapsed. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, a little patience. There are many people in prison right now. If they had a little patience, they wouldn't have been there. Just a little patience. There are many people who have died. There are many people who have been deformed in accidents. Just a little patience on the road. Just a little patience. Just a little patience. Just a little. Not too much. If you had a little patience, you wouldn't have resigned. You wouldn't have resigned. You would still have been on post. Yeah, just a little patience, you wouldn't have left that business. Yeah, or that political party, or that church. Just a little patience. Or that team. Just a little patience. Just a little. Number 3 essence of Christianity is kindness. Kindness. Sometimes we have people among us, all they need is 500 Ghana cedis to go and start the Kodunin Katia business. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 32. Listen to the word of the Lord. Ephesians 4 verse number 32. The Bible said, and be ye kind one to another. Yeah, I'm talking to, I've taken my time this morning and I'm talking about Christianity. A cast will be a Christonia and near man money a Christonia. Serious. Let me talk about the last one and then I will postpone the rest to Tuesday. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. The thing about forgiveness is that we are finding it difficult to say sorry. Because we feel like when you say sorry, you are weak. But if a person says sorry, he is not weak, he is responsible. He is matured. And the last thing, he is a Christian. He is Christ-like. Oh, Christus. A parent, they have the courage to say, I'm sorry. Mother, because in our society, we have the mind that penny nifo. Stop it. It has destroyed a lot of relationships. Have the boldness, humble yourself, throw away your ego and humble yourself and say, I'm sorry. One day, Pastor Isto knelt down on the altar at church and begged all his pastors, even though he had done nothing wrong. He said, if I have hurt anybody unconsciously, forgive me. My mother, Chrissy Tete, one day, we gathered all her pastors around her many years ago, and then said the pastors, he said to me, she said, Kofi, came on pastor, said, okay, if I have done anything wrong to them, they should tell you to tell me so that I apologize to them immediately. We were solving something. Put away the ego and say sorry. I believe this spillage at the Volta River, Volta region, the VRA should be able to tell the residents, we are sorry. We are very sorry. Stop justifying things. We are very sorry. Like the people at Wager, they should be able to man up and have courage and say, we are sorry. Sorry. If we had done this, many relationships would have been saved. I'm telling you. Because you know what? This is not the option. Spilling water and it's going to destroy. I mean, we can harvest this water and use it for so many things. So many things. So many things. The engineers know what I'm talking about. And to spill in it, for it to go and destroy people, we should say sorry. We should be able to say sorry. When my president went there, many people said he didn't speak well. His Excellency should be able to man up and say, all right, people of Volta region, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Next week, I'm going to issue an official apology to the Church of Pentecost. 4 weeks ago, whilst I was preaching, I mentioned the Church of Pentecost, and I said, something relating to Apostle Michael into me. No, I'm standing here right now to say to Apostle Michael Intimate, we are sorry, because people are, making the thing that we have some beef with Pentecost. No, we can't. I mean, Pentecost Church has been one of the ministries we have looked up to all this while. I am the person that stood here and did an exposition for the 6 chairman of the Church of Pentecost. When I did the series of the patriarchs of faith, I featured Apostle M.K. Yabua on this altar. I made a series and I said, go to the Church of Pentecost and learn. I have made many series. So I will not sit, for anybody to even think that I disrespect them. No. Whatever I said on that particular Sunday, I will stand here and say, I'm sorry to Apostle Michael and to Apostle Eric Nyamicha. Yesterday was his birthday. Papa, happy birthday. And say sorry to him. And say sorry to the entire, executive council. And say sorry to the entire assemblies of the Church of Pentecost worldwide, that any unpleasantness we have caused you, we are sorry. People should be able to come down and say, I'm sorry. Look in the eyes of your wife and tell, baby, I'm sorry. Yeah. Look in the eyes of your husband and say, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's okay. Kneel down before your wife and say, baby, I have messed up. My worry. My worry. I'm sorry. It will pain you, you will cry, but I'm telling you that your husband or your wife, they have done what is right. You see, when the boys from MPP went to United Television to misbehave, the right thing for the leadership of the party was what they did. They went there and said, we are sorry. And it's not just sorry. No, that's not what we are talking about. I'm talking about forgiveness. Forgiveness is an essence of Christianity. It's a virtue. You spoke to your wife badly before your children. Apologize. I'm sorry. I heard a story this week, my heart broke. A woman that had given birth to triplets. The husband had a fight and the woman gave birth to triplets on operation, cesarean section. The husband beat this woman, kicked her into the cesarean operation until the cut bleeding in the thing. And I've sent a message to the family people that Mobana had the phone. And I said, how can it be well with you? Even the ladies that are selling their bodies on the streets is not free. Somebody has married you. That's a risk. Marriage is a risk. Just like life in itself is a risk. There is nothing wrong in handling stuff like that. I'm sorry. Men are treating some women very bad. Cruelty. Somebody gave their heart to you, like Sylvester Ofori and Barbara in America. Barbara paid for part of their wedding, paid for the church where they are having service. Barbara paid for the instruments, the cameras. When they had a fight, Sylvester, after they had separated, Sylvester Ofori took a gun. No, Sylvester, is not you. I'm talking about Sylvester Ofori. I'm sorry. And went to Barbara's workplace. When Barbara heard that your husband is at the car park, she ran. Oh. Some people love too much. A young man pulled the trigger 7 times. Barbara is buried. Sometimes we treat people bad until we come and stand by their coffin. And we wish we can reverse time and events. But I can tell you that some damages are irreparable and irreversible. So as I finish, tell them I'm sorry. Because just upon when I meet Father, I'll tell Father, Father, I'm sorry. When I meet Director, I'm sorry. All of us seated here, I want you to go home. And anybody you have any ought with, go to the person and tell the person, I'm sorry, because I will not be a Christian if I still hold this grudge. The Holy Spirit cannot be living in me. I mean, if you have forgiven the cheating of your husband, then you should not make reference to it any longer. If you have forgiven, yeah, do you remember today? I said, what's today? You don't remember today? So now what is today? Today is not my birthday, it's not our anniversary, today is not Christmas or Easter. What is today? Today is anniversary, 8th anniversary of your cheating on me. No. Once you forgive, no references are going to be made to it. Some things are painful. But Jesus made submission in Matthew chapter 18, verse 15 to 22. He was talking about forgiveness. Listen to what he said. Moreover, if thy brother, turn this into GNT, let's get a softer English. If your brother sins against you, go to him and show him his fault. But do it privately. Do it privately, just between yourselves. If he listens to you, you have won your brother back. In verse 16, the Bible said, but if he will not listen to you, take 1 or 2 persons with you, so that every accusation may be upheld by the testimony of 2 or more witnesses, as the scripture says. And then in verse 17, the Bible said, and if he will not listen to them, then tell the whole thing to the church. So before it comes to the church, it has gone through two stages. And the Bible said, finally, if he will not listen to the church, treat him as though he was a pagan or an unbeliever or an idol worshiper or a tax collector. Can you turn this into a different version? Maybe let me see if it will bring a different word. Yeah, all right. Okay, he brings the word unbeliever. Another version possibly. Here, he brings, pagan. Another version. He brings the word in this particular one. Let me look for it. Confront him. And okay, I'm not getting it. So let's continue. In verse number 18, the Bible said in verse 18, and so I tell all of you what you prohibit on earth will be prohibited in heaven, and what you permit on earth will be permitted in heaven. And then in verse 19, and I tell you more, whenever two of you on earth agree on any matter in prayer. Let's move to the next verse. In the next verse, the Bible said, where 2 or 3 are gathered, I am with them. And then let's go to verse number. So Peter then went to Jesus after the church service. And then Peter asked Jesus, Lord, if my brother keeps on sinning against me, how many times do I have to forgive him? Jesus says 7 times. No, Peter is asking 7 times. And the answer of Christ is in verse 22. No, not 7 times. Jesus answered, but 70 times 7. What Jesus is talking about is that you cannot hold a grudge. You can't hold. Because you are appointed that a year no be a diary and a thought that you couldn't be so diary. A thought that you couldn't yamuashi. You would do on one. Because I didn't know I hear no. Yeah. And so yeah.
Chemical TV, yeah. Chemical TV, anything goes. Chemical TV, for quality entertainment. Chemical TV, at the room.